Right now, today, there is a brand new Harley-Davidson on sale for about $2,800. Not a rumor, not a concept sketch. A real motorcycle with a real Harley badge on the tank, sitting on real showroom floors with a factory warranty. $2,800. That's less than a decent riding lawnmower. That's less than some guys spend on a paint job. That's a number so low that when I first saw it, I assumed it was a typo. And here's the part that should make you put your coffee down. If you're an American, the person this brand has spent 120 years selling itself to, you were not allowed to buy it. Not it's expensive to import. Not there's a waiting list. Not allowed. Full stop. For 3 years, the cheapest Harley-Davidson ever built has been on sale on the other side of the planet, selling by the boatload, and the company made absolutely sure it never came anywhere near you. This is the story of that motorcycle. Why they built it, why they hid it from you, and why, suddenly, this year, they've changed their mind. Stay to the end, because the reason they changed it might make you angrier than the hiding did. Let's start with the bike itself, because I know exactly what you're thinking. It must be junk. Some sticker engineering scooter wearing a Harley costume. A glorified moped with a bar and shield decal. It isn't. It's called the X440, and it's a proper neo-retro roadster. A 440cc single, round headlight, muscular teardrop tank, wide bars, upright stance, real road presence. It makes about 27 horsepower with a fat spread of torque down low, which is not a highway-eating monster, but it is a genuine, honest motorcycle. The kind of machine half the planet learns on, commutes on, tours on, and loves for decades. Put it at a red light next to bikes costing 3 times as much, and it doesn't look embarrassed. It looks like a Harley, and it wasn't built in a shed. Harley-Davidson engineered it together with Hero Motocorp, and if that name means nothing to you, let me fix that. Hero is the largest motorcycle manufacturer on Earth. Not the most famous, the largest. Hero builds more two-wheelers in a single year than most brands build in their entire existence. These people know how to make a tough, reliable machine for real-world money better than anyone alive. The bike rolls out of a modern plant in Nimrana, India, with Harley's name on the tank and Harley's engineers signing off on every detail. The press over there liked it. The buyers liked it a lot more. It quietly became one of the brand's only genuine success stories of the entire decade. A Harley that ordinary working people were actually buying new, in numbers, with smiles on their faces. Now think about what $2,800 means over there. For a rider in Delhi or Jaipur, that money buys the whole dream. The badge, the sound, the round headlight in the garage, the weekend rides, the community. The full Harley experience, brand new, with a warranty. That is what this company is capable of when it actually wants your business. So now walk with me into an American Harley dealership. Bring $3,000. Bring 4. The salesman will smile at you, and then he'll show you the door, because the cheapest new motorcycle in that showroom starts at roughly 10 grand. The average big twin? 20, 25, $30,000 by the time they're done stacking freight charges, setup fees, and dealer add-ons like poker chips. An entire generation of American riders. Young guys, new riders, people working 2 jobs, veterans on fixed budgets, walked into those showrooms over the past decade, looked at those price tags, did the math on their paycheck, and walked right back out. Most of them bought used Japanese bikes. Plenty never came back at all. And the industry noticed. Oh, they noticed. They've spent 10 years writing worried little articles asking the same question. Why don't young people ride Harleys anymore? They hired consultants. They ran focus groups. They made an electric bike that costs as much as a car. Here's a wild theory nobody in Milwaukee wanted to hear. Maybe young people don't ride Harleys because the entry ticket costs as much as a semester of college. And the whole time, the entire time, they had the answer sitting in a factory in Rajasthan. A bike a 19-year-old with a part-time job could actually finance. A bike that could have put 100,000 new riders on orange and black instead of on 20-year-old Hondas. They had it. They built it. They were selling it, just not to you. And listen, this isn't even the first time they've played this game. Some of you remember the Street 500 and 750. Harley's last attempt at an affordable bike, priced around 7 grand. It wasn't perfect, but it put new riders on the brand. And what happened? Dealers treated it like a disease. It sat in dark corners of showrooms. Salesmen steered buyers away from it toward bikes with fatter margins. And when sales sagged, surprise, the company killed it and declared that cheap bikes just don't work in America. The lesson they took wasn't, we sabotaged our own entry-level bike. The lesson they took was, Americans only deserve expensive Harleys. The X440 was born into that same logic. Except this time, they didn't even let it into the country to fail. They just locked the door. Why? Nobody from Milwaukee will ever hand you a straight answer, but the polite version goes like this: the badge must be protected. A $3,000 Harley, the thinking goes, cheapens the brand. If the kid bagging your groceries can buy one, what happens to the mystique of the $30,000 one in your neighbor's garage? And the dealers didn't want it either. There's not much margin to feast on when the entire motorcycle costs less than the chrome package on a touring model. No fat financing deal. No $2,000 accessory upsell. Just a bike a normal person can afford, ridden out the door by a customer who might not come back for a decade. Read that logic one more time, because it's aimed directly at you. The company decided it would rather lose an entire generation of American riders than let the badge be affordable. They looked at the people who built this brand: the mechanics, the veterans, the factory workers, the guys who tattoo the logo on their arms, and decided their kids weren't good enough for the cheap one. That's not brand management. That's gatekeeping your own family and charging the family admission at the door. And then the bill came due. You've probably heard the numbers by now, but let them land. Sales in America falling year after year, down double digits last year alone, down by roughly a third from just a few years ago. Global registrations at their lowest point of this century. The average buyer getting older every single year, aging out of riding faster than anyone can replace them. The stock sliding. A CEO from the fashion world shown the door, replaced by a CEO from Pizza Hut. And yes, the faithful noticed. And no, they were not kind about it. It got bad enough that a rival American brand ran an actual attack ad this summer. A political-style hit piece. Dark voiceover, ominous music, the whole playbook. Mocking the pizza executive in the overseas factories. And here's the most brutal part. It worked. Not because the ad was clever, but because riders watched it and nodded along. The rival didn't invent a single criticism in that ad. It just said out loud what half the parking lot at every bike night in America was already saying over cheap beer. So picture Harley-Davidson at the start of this year. Aging customers. An empty entry-level lineup. A rival with its boot on their neck. Warehouses of unsold $30,000 cruisers. And somewhere in a boardroom in Milwaukee, someone finally asked the question they'd been dodging for 3 years. What about the cheap one? The one that actually sells? The one people line up for? And in May of this year, in a presentation to investors, not to riders, mind you, never to riders, to investors, there it was, in a corporate slide deck. The X440 is going global, coming soon to markets around the world. The bike that was too cheap for America is suddenly, miraculously, exactly what America needs. Let me translate that investor language into rider language for you. For 3 years, you weren't worthy of the affordable Harley. Now that the money has run out, congratulations, you've been upgraded from peasant to customer. Please form an orderly line. But before you clear space in the garage, here's the sting. And it's a double sting. That $2,800 price tag? It lives in India, and it is staying in India. By the time this bike crosses an ocean, clears customs, pays import duties on Indian-built vehicles, covers freight, and lands in an American dealership that demands its cut of everything. Nobody knows the final number yet, but I promise you it will not start with a 2. The realistic guesses floating around the industry land somewhere between $4,000 and $6,000. Still cheap for a Harley. But chew on this. You'll be paying up to double what a rider in Delhi pays for the same machine, off the same production line, built by the same hands, as your reward for waiting 3 years outside a locked door. And the second sting is even better. When it finally arrives, look closely at the bike, because somewhere on it there will be a phrase that is going to start actual arguments at bike nights across this country. Made in India. The same crowd that spent the last 2 years furious about Harley moving production overseas is about to be offered an olive branch that was grown overseas. The company that wrapped itself in the American flag for over a century, that sold you freedom and Milwaukee iron and Eagle tank art, is going to try to save itself with a motorcycle from Rajasthan. You could not write a better ending if you tried. Oh, and one more detail they'd rather you didn't dwell on. Hero, the partner that builds this thing, sells its own version of the same bike, same basic engine, under its own name, for even less money. So the premium you'll be paying when the X440 lands here? A healthy chunk of that is just the badge. The badge they spent 3 years telling you that you couldn't afford to wear. Now, if you're actually in the market, and honestly, at the right price, this is a genuinely tempting machine. Here's my practical advice, rider to rider. First, wait for official numbers. Do not touch anything a dealer tells you about early allocation, first shipment pricing, or market adjustment. That is markup theater, and the first customers through the door always pay the stupid tax. Let the second shipment arrive. Watch the price settle. Second, know your alternatives today, because you have leverage now. Just under $4,000 buys you a Royal Enfield in an American showroom right now. Same retro character, proven engine, real dealer network, no waiting, no games. If the X440 lands anywhere near that number, those two bikes go to war. And a price war is the best thing that can possibly happen to you, the buyer. Third, and this is the one to remember, buy the bike, not the apology. If it shows up at $6,000 with a fat badge premium baked in, then they have learned absolutely nothing from the last 3 years. And your wallet staying closed is the only language that company has ever actually understood. Because here's what this whole story proves, and it's bigger than one motorcycle. The affordable Harley was never impossible. It was never a technology problem, never a quality problem, never a safety problem. The bike exists. It's good. It's been selling successfully for 3 years. Keeping it away from you was a choice, a spreadsheet decision made in a boardroom by people who bet that the badge mattered more than the rider. And they only reversed that bet when the badge started drowning. Not when you needed an affordable bike, when they needed your money. So I'll leave you with the question this comment section was built for. The cheapest Harley ever made is finally coming to America. Option A, you buy one. A made-in-India Harley at $4,000 or $5,000 and welcome a new generation onto 2 wheels. Option B, you tell them the last 3 years said everything you need to know about what this company thinks of you, and you spend your money somewhere that wanted it all along. A or B, tell me below. I read everything. And if you've got a riding buddy who's been saving up for his first bike, send him this video today, before some dealer sells him a limited first edition at a premium he didn't need to pay. Because he's been waiting 3 years for this motorcycle. He just didn't know it. Ride safe and make them earn you back.